Hi everyone, I've had a few questions about the energy price cap because it seems that a lot of people don't quite understand how it works. Some people are thinking, am I going to have to pay this much per year? Other people are thinking, I pay that much already, so does that mean my bills won't go up? Especially if you're in a larger property. So hopefully this will clarify it a little bit. The energy price cap is calculated on the average use broken down into kilowatt hours, so that sets the maximum they could charge based on the average use. That's not your maximum bill, it is not your minimum bill, but based on the increase in percentage of the energy price cap, with the exception of any energy companies that decide they're going to be good Samaritans and offer you a much better deal, you are looking on an increase which is very significant. In fact, it's frighteningly so. Now, we've been told today, with the energy price cap from October being set at 3549, that this is a rise of 80%. Yes, it is a rise of 80% from the existing price cap, which had already gone up in April. But from the figure of 1277 to 3549, that is actually an increase of over 277%. And it's due to go up again in January and once again in April. I don't know what the next Prime Minister will do, but something drastic needs to be done, because there's absolutely no way that maybe 20%, if not 30% of the population will be able to afford this. They couldn't afford it, or many people couldn't afford it last winter, let alone now when it is nearly 3 times the price. So, for example, if your usage before April was 3,000 per year, you are in a large house, then you need to multiply that by 277% to reach the maximum that you could be charged. You may be able to find a better deal. I doubt that it will be much less at the moment, because what's happened over the last few years is that the large 5 energy suppliers have been buying out all of the smaller ones. Those of you who are with smaller companies like Ebico, for example, who were a not-for-profit energy company, and they were the only or the last one who actually had a tariff that had no standing charge. So if you work away a lot, or you spend half your time abroad, if you're fortunate enough to be able to, then literally while you are not using your energy, you're not being charged anything on a daily basis. Yes, the cost per kilowatt hour was a little bit more, but it was offset by no standing charge, which was wonderful. They were bought by Scottish Power, who instantly removed it. So these 5 energy companies, the big 5, have literally cornered the market, and they are bleeding us to death on something that is essential to our lives. This is not a choice, this is not an overseas holiday, this is not oysters, it's not a choice. We need energy, and they are basically extorting as much as they possibly can from us. Going back to the question in hand, so for example, if you were on a direct debit and you were paying £100 per month at the start of this year, before April, when the energy price cap was 1277, then literally the maximum from October could be as much as £277 per month. It may be slightly less, although I don't expect it to be a lot less, depending, but that is how it works. And going by where we'll be in January, in total year on year, we'd be looking at an increase of around over 350%. Same applies from before April last year, if you were paying 100 in January, you could be paying as much as £350 a month, an increase of 3.5 times, and then it will go up again in April. So as you can see, that's ridiculous, because £100 a month would be a 1-bedroom flat, very small house. If you live in a large Victorian terraced house with a through hall, I'm sure that you were paying much more than £100 a month already. So I dread to think what it will be from October, let alone January and then April. I hope that that clarifies it. I do think that people need to not just respond to this, but react, because something needs to be done, because the weather has already started changing at night. It has around Northamptonshire. Last night, for the first time in months, it was a little bit cold and damp. Hopefully this winter won't be too cold, but if it is, then I dread to think what will happen. Anyway, if you have any questions about energy, anything to do with property, buying, selling, financing, investments, developments, whatever it may be, feel free to contact me and I will respond to them in my next video, and I will see you soon.